Hi, my name is Nash, and I guess my name is Siobhan. And Spurs video podcast in relation to a comment made by Major Hank. I'm so glad I said that right. And he made a second comment. Gia is a very good footballer in my opinion. At no point in his 2-3 years at Spurs can he be said that he's been given a fair run in the side. Brown's got the boot and Redknapp obviously doesn't fancy him, so his time at Spurs has never kicked off. Gia has 20 turns, played 50 times plus for his country and is a key man. Look at what Hernandez has done given a chance. He has lots to so they must see something in him. You're right, he was not a Ramos signing, I guess. I'm not sure how much of that was, but he was definitely a legacy item from the previous era. So ultimately, this makes it very difficult for him to really, show his worth because the manager wanted him. He needed to sign him. He has to work with what he has. So yeah, that isn't really his fault. But he's had 2-3 years. There are players that need a run in the team, but if there are better players, who would you play? The better player or a player that may become good or as good, but he needs a run of games, so you have to give him at least 2 or 3 games for the next 10 games to become good. That's a really high risk strategy, and especially as at that time we were fighting relegation, not the best of ideas, in my opinion anyway. So I think that's something. And and again, that's my answer to why I don't think he's going to be given a run in the side. I think it's just the risk factor. He'll play. You play him 3-4 games. He can play very very poorly. Chances are he won't improve, and you risk not playing a very good player's fit, and you alienate that player. So you're just saying, look, I'm going to choose that player, even though I don't think he's as good as you, so I can give him a run in the game, because he might come better than you. I just don't. I have trouble saying how I'd explain it, in my mind, or how I'd justify that. If you can justify it better than me, please, I'd love to hear it. Yes, he is 22 and he's played 50 times in Mexico. Mexico, who do they play? I'm serious, who do they play? Who do Mexico play that are really, I call tough teams? And again, I've said this about him. He had the chance to play for Brazil. Obviously, I know his mother's Mexican, and so he was born and raised in Brazil, like all his brothers. But given the chance to play for Brazil, I mean, let's face it, you've got one Boateng who chooses to play for Ghana because he probably has a better chance to get into Ghana than his brother who plays for Germany, who's probably, also half Ghanaian, but thinks, what, I'm good enough to play for Germany. I think it just boils down to, if you think you're good enough to play for one of the best teams in the world, you will try and play for the best team in that world. Secondly, you say Hernandez has been given a chance. Yes, he has been given a chance. He took his chance. Hernandez has got great money. Hernandez is better than Defoe will ever be right now, but he's taken his chance. And if you take your chance, you stay in the team. If you don't take your chance, guess what? You don't stay in the team. That's how the Premiership is. And as for you saying, he's had a lot of suitors, so they must see something in him. Yeah, how many of those suitors are from the UK? Not many. There are suitors from Spain and Italy and something Turkey, Galatasaray. The reason being, the style of football probably suits him better there, and that's not his fault. Veron was one of my favourite players. I loved him at Sampen and at Lazio. I thought he was superb. But it didn't really work for him at Man United or Chelsea because his style of football, the way he needs his football to be played, it just isn't a fit. That's not really a slight against him. That's more a slight against the person who bought him twice in the UK. Especially Chelsea, who must have known that he wouldn't adapt because they bought him and seen that he hadn't adapted at Man United. When you buy a young talent, especially as young as he was then, it's a risk. They'll either try up trumps within a season, i.e. Lennon, or they can take a couple 2-3 years, i.e. Bale. And that's not to forget. Bale was linked with going to Nottingham Forest on loan with Gunter. Harry had no faith in him, but he was given a chance. However, fortuitously, I think Benny was at Africa Cup of Nations, and he took it. And if you take your chance, you grab it with both hands. Because I used to think the most precious thing in this world was a first chance. No, the most precious thing in this world is a second chance. So if you squander a third, fourth, fifth, sixth chance, then it's the results business. The manager's not going to give you that many bites of the cherry. I hope that answers your question. Again, with all you guys, if you have any comments on the videos, feel free to post them, and I'll happily give you a video reply. Please click on the ad links, help me make a few pennies, and please check out www.spursforum.co.uk, Spurs Odyssey, Top Spurs, Cartilage Free Captain. They do a really good podcast. Last week's wasn't as great, but generally their podcasts are really good, so definitely check them out. And hope you enjoy. Take care, guys.